You guys, these are all my foundations. I don't even know, these are all little samples, but I don't even know when this damage even happened. So I'm gonna sit and sort out this situation. I really don't need all these. So let's see what I declutter. Hello everyone, welcome to Deepika Makeup. Hope you all are doing super awesome. In today's video I'm going to talk about all the foundations I have in my collection, and I'm going to briefly talk about them. I'm not going to go in detail, but for most of these foundations I already do have detailed reviews and demos and betas, so I'll leave the link to that playlist in the description box below. So while I'm going through all these foundations, I'm going to tell you how many I have, and also I'm going to declutter along the way. So let's begin this video. So I have divided my foundations into three categories: high-end, drugstore, and also foundations that I got from India. So first we'll start with my high-end foundations. The first one I have here is my Holy Grail foundation. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I'm in the shade 3W2 Cashew. Well, as much as I love this, I don't have a review about this. So if you want to see a review, please let me know. But this is the foundation I reach for when I want high coverage, and also when I want to take photographs, or if I want my makeup to stay on for a very long time. This is what I go for. It is very matte, really high coverage, and once it's on the skin, it just stays put. For some people this might be a heavy duty foundation. Yes, it is a heavy duty foundation, but for me, I had acne until last year. I had very intense acne, so this foundation was the perfect one for me. So I'm gonna keep this, and I only have a little bit of foundation left, so I only have this much, so I'm gonna use it up by end of this year, and I might just repurchase that because that's just a staple in my collection. The another foundation that is also a Holy Grail foundation is by Fenty Beauty. I'm in the shade 300. Again, I don't have a review on this, but if you want to see a review demo and if you want to know my detailed thoughts on this, please let me know. And this is also a high coverage foundation, not too high as the Estee Lauder, but it is almost a high coverage foundation. It has a very natural finish, it holds up my oils, and it stays on for a very long time on me, and it photographs beautifully, and it's very lightweight. Estee Lauder feels heavy when I want a full coverage. When I just pack on the foundation, it feels heavy. This one doesn't feel heavy on me, and throughout my India trips for my brother's wedding, this is what I used, and I love it. Moving on to another foundation that I really like is this It Cosmetics CC Plus cream, and I have it in the shade tan. This is a perfect match for me, but I can only use this in winters. I really like that it has a beautiful coverage. It has a very glowy finish. If I use this in summer, my face gets too oily and it starts looking like a glow ball, but I like this in winters. I initially didn't like it when I had acne, but after my skin cleared out, when my skin is smooth, I really like how this foundation goes on my skin. So if you have smooth skin but you have blemishes and also dry skin, this is what you have to go for. It's amazing. I really like it, so I'm going to keep that. Moving on, I have this foundation also. Again, so if I look at my high-end foundations, for none of the foundations I have a detailed review. So if you want to see a review on any of the foundations that I'm showing today, please let me know in the comments below. I mean, this is weird, I don't know why, but I don't have reviews for most of the foundations here. But I think in my playlist I almost have 12 or 14 videos, so yeah, let's see. The next one I have here is by Makeup Forever. It's a very famous Ultra HD foundation. This is in the shade Y405, and it sometimes looks a little dark on me. This is the foundation I have on my face, and it perfectly matches me, but initially when I got this, I didn't really like it at all. I had acne when I tried this, and I just didn't like how it looked on me. It was very greasy for my liking. I usually prefer matte foundation, so this looked too glowy for me, and I didn't really like how it showed up the texture on my face. My pores and everything was like looking so prominent when I used this, so I just didn't use it at all. But after my skin cleared out recently, I pulled this out to actually declutter, but I just wanted to give this a last chance. I ended up liking it, and it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful in the photographs as well. I really like the coverage, and since my face is clear now, I really like how this foundation is going on my skin. So I'm gonna keep this, and already used like 1/4 of this bottle, so I only have like 3/4. So yeah, I'm gonna use it up. Moving on, the next one I have here is Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Sensual Skin Enhancer. I'm in the shade SX08, and I only used it like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, that's how it looks. It's a very potent foundation or concealer. You can use it however you want. You can mix it up with some moisturizer and still you would get a lot of coverage. So I used it as is, as like a concealer and foundation when I had texture on my skin and acne, and I ended up not liking it, so I only used it for 2 times. I really like it as my under eye concealer, love it, but I still need to use this a few more times to decide whether I want to keep this or not. For a lot of people and a lot of makeup artists, this is a holy grail product in their kit, but for me, yeah, I still need to give this a try. So I will use it and I will decide if I want to keep this or not. So I'll keep this in my maybe pile. Moving on, the next foundation I have here is by Pure. This is the Beige foundation. I did a get ready with me talking about the formula of it, and you know, I did a weight test as well, so I will upload this very soon. I don't know if that video will go up first or this video, but you will soon hear my thoughts about this. So I have it in the shades medium dark and also tan, and I first got medium dark. It was too dark on me. It was it's almost like 5 or 6 shades darker than me, so I went with tan, and this also is dark. So if you are of my skin color, I would recommend you go 2 shades lighter, but I mixed it up with this Body Shop lightening drops, 1 drop of this one, 2 drops of the foundation. When I mixed these, it gave a perfect shade for me, and I really like how it looks on me, stays on me, and the finish is also beautiful. So I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna declutter the shade medium dark. And the last high-end foundation I have here is by MAC. This is the MAC Next to Nothing Face Color, and I have it in the shade medium dark, and that is how it looks. I tried it only once, ended up not liking it. It's too light coverage. It doesn't really do anything for my skin. And even the shade is kind of a little red as far as I remember. I'm going to use this. I'm going to give this one last chance and decide whether I want to keep it or not. And since my face is clear now, I feel like it's kind of going to work like a lightweight foundation or a daily wear foundation that's gonna give me an even base. So I'm just going to give this one more go and decide whether I want to keep it or not. I think most probably I'm gonna declutter. So anyways, I had 9 foundations in my high-end foundation category, and 2 of them are going in the maybe pile, and I'm decluttering this Pure medium dark. Okay, moving on to Drugstore Foundations. The first one I have here is by e.l.f. This is the only foundation I have from e.l.f. and this is their acne fighting foundation, I guess, and this is in the shade Sand, and it is very red on me. The foundation shade is too off for me. I kind of like how it feels and looks on my skin, but I don't really like the shade. Even after mixing, I was not satisfied with this, so I'm gonna declutter this one. Alright, the next 3 foundations I have here are by Loreal. My favorite from L'Oreal is this foundation. It's discontinued. Very sad that they discontinued such an amazing product. This is the L'Oreal Magique Nude Liquid Powder Foundation. I have in the shade 328 Sun Beige. Why did L'Oreal even discontinue this one? This is such an amazing product. I have a full review and weight test on it. It is a very liquidy foundation. It is liquid, literally. I don't know if you can hear, and it's very lightweight, gives a beautiful coverage, and you can just apply this with your fingers and you'll be done. When I was working, I just take like a few drops of it, warm it up between my fingers and smooth it all on my face. It kind of just blends into the skin very effortlessly. It's very lightweight, it controls my oils, gives a good coverage, and I just put some powder on top, a blush and mascara, and I was good to go out of the door. This was such a quick product for me. I love it and I'm going to keep it. Okay, the next one I have here is a holy grail foundation for a lot of people. This is the L'Oreal True Match foundation, their OG foundation, and I have it in the shade W7. I should have gone for W5 or W6, but I usually mix this with other foundations, or if I have any lighter foundation, or if I have any foundation that is like a gray tone, I usually mix this foundation to make it the right shade, and that's how I used up half a bottle of this foundation. I only have half of it. I'm going to keep it and use it up, and I really like it. It has a slight dewy finish, and for someone with oily skin, I would definitely recommend that foundation. The coverage is also beautiful. Moving on, the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover foundation. I have it in the shade Caramel Beige. I have a full review and weight test on it. You can watch in the playlist, and I really like it. Again, a very lightweight foundation, looks beautiful. The color is slightly dark, but I can still make it work with other products, so I'm gonna use it, keeping it. Moving on, I have some Maybelline foundations. Literally all these three are kind of duds. So the first one I have here is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and this is for normal to oily skin, and this is the newer version of line they came out with. Previously they used to have a foundation which was more dewy and dry skin people loved it, but this one was made for oily skin people, and I have it in the shade 238 Rich Tan, and this foundation shade is very off on me. As far as I remember, it was kind of gray and oxidizing on me, so I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile, give this a one last chance, and if I don't like it, I'm sure I won't like it, so if I don't like it, I'm gonna declutter this one. The next one I have here is the new Maybelline foundation. How much I wanted to love this, you guys. You have to watch this review. Oh my god, I just love this foundation. When I put it on, the finish, everything was beautiful. It actually reminded me of my Fenty foundation. I was so excited. The color match was beautiful, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. The shade I have here is 312 Golden, but the only thing is, this is for dry skin people. You guys, you're lucky Maybelline makes foundations for dry skin people. I don't know why, but I have to declutter this with a heavy heart. I have to declutter this foundation, even though I just loved how it looks. So I still use this foundation a few more times because I just loved how it looked. So whenever on the days when I don't want to wear makeup for too long, if it was just like 2 or 3 hours, I still use this foundation. But I just don't want to keep this because I have a lot of other foundations, so I'm gonna declutter this. Oh my god, I just love how this foundation looks on me. So if you have dry skin, go ahead and try that foundation. And then I have this foundation from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me Shine Free foundation, and this is actually good. The finish is good. It's a very low maintenance, quick foundation. The coverage is not so great, but as long as I had acne, I hated this foundation to the max. I also have a review on this one if you want to check. When I tried this I didn't have acne, but later on I developed acne and I hated this. So right now my acne is gone, so I'm gonna give this a try. I only have a little bit of the product, so I'm gonna finish it off. If it's still not gonna work for me, I'm gonna declutter this. This is going into my maybe pile. And I don't know if I mentioned, my shade is 240 Golden Beige. If I still don't like it, I'm going to declutter this one. The main issue I have with this foundation is it emphasizes dry patches. So since I don't have any dry patches now, I'm gonna try this out. So I'm gonna keep this in my maybe pile. Okay, moving on, I have two Covergirl foundations. The first one I have here is the new Covergirl foundation. I just did a review and weight test on it. Again, it's in the playlist. Love it. Hands down my favorite drugstore foundation right now, so go ahead, get it. My shade is T10. I got this off of Amazon. The stores don't have it yet. Some stores has, but some stores don't have this foundation yet. So if you want to try it out, get on Amazon. I'll put the links to all these foundations in the description box below if you are interested to check them out online. The next one I have here is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation in the shade 305. It's been a long time I used this foundation. Honestly, I don't remember. I think the shade is off, but the foundation finish is good, I guess. I remember this is a matte foundation. The coverage is good, but I'm not sure how it lasted on me, so I have to go back and check my review. But as far as I remember, I didn't give this a negative review, so I'm going to check the review and see if I want to keep it or not. But for now, I'm going to keep this. Okay, moving on, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm in the shade Desert Beige. I'm going to keep it. I really like it. I have a review on the foundation, concealer, and also the setting powder in this line. I love it. Keep this one. Alright, I have all these Iman stick foundations. They actually send me for review purposes. So I have in the shade Sand 3, Sand 4, Clay 3 and Clay 2. Clay shades are usually very red, so I'm going to declutter those. And between Sand 3 and Sand 4, my shade is Sand 3. And this is a stick foundation. It's not really my favorite foundation. Again, I have the same issue with the Maybelline stick foundation. This is the same issue I have, and that's the same issue I have with this foundation as well. It emphasizes dry patches, so I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to keep it, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to declutter. So for now, I'm going to keep that foundation in the baby pile, just like the Maybelline stick foundation. And if I ended up not liking it, I'm going to declutter. But I'm going to declutter the other 3 shades which does not match me. Moving on to a couple more Iman foundations, and this is the Luxury Concealing foundation, and I really like this particular foundation, and I have them in the shades as Sand 4 and Sand 3. Sand 3 is my shade. I have a review on this one. So I'm gonna keep Sand 3. I really like how the coverage is. I like that it has a little bit of dewy finish, so I can use that in winters, and also it looks very good and lightweight on my skin. So yeah, I'm gonna declutter Sand 4. Moving on, I have 3 BB creams from Iman. Again, all these Iman actually sent me. I really like this BB cream, very low maintenance. I can just apply with my fingers, top it off with powder. And I'm going to keep my shade, which is Sand Light. And I'm going to declutter these 2 shades, Sand Medium and Clay Medium. Clay is going to look red on me, and Sand Medium is kind of dark, so I'm going to declutter these 2. On the note of BB creams, I have a Burt's Bees BB cream, and I never ever used it. I completely forgot I have this, so I'm going to give this a try. I have it in the shade Light Medium. When did I even get it, and why did I even forget I have this? So I'm going to try this out and then decide if I want to keep it or not. It's not fair to declutter, so I'm going to use it. Moving on, I have all these X1 Cosmetics foundations. I love the finish of these foundations. I really like the shade match as well. So I was actually sent all these shades. My shade is F300. Where are you? Yes, this is my shade. As you can see, I already used half of it, so I'm gonna keep this one. And in summer, F300 doesn't suit me, and that's when I switched to F400. As you can see, I already used 1/4 of this bottle as well, so I'm gonna keep F400. And I'm decluttering the other 4 bottles I have in the shades 10, 11, 13. These are their new shades, and F200, which is kind of light, so I'm going to declutter all these. So those are all the drugstore foundations I have. I decluttered 12 bottles, and then I have 3 in the maybe pile, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to declutter those as well. So I'm just keeping 9 drugstore foundations. That's it. Good job. So moving on to the last category, I have 5 foundations from India, and these are all recent, so I'm not going to declutter, but I'm going to show you what I have. The first one I have here is the Maybelline Invisible Finish Foundation. I have it in the shade 04. Matches me really well, and it's a very lightweight foundation. It gives a minimum coverage, and I really like it, so I'm going to keep this for sure. The next one I have here is another Lakme product which I absolutely love. This is the Lakme 925cc cream. This is in the shade bronze, and I just love it. It's a white cream, and it has a little bit of like scrubby beads in it, and once you start massaging on your skin, the beads kind of melt and gives out the color. It adjusts to my skin color. Beautiful. I just love it. It gives a light coverage, evens out the skin tone, and when I put a little bit of powder on top, I'm all set to go. And yeah, I just love it. I use this all the time. The next Lakme foundation I have is something that I haven't used at all. I initially got to review this, completely forgot. So this is the Lakme Absolute Illuminating Foundation, and they only have 4 or 5 shades. I just got the darkest one they had, and I don't know what this shade is. I'm gonna try this out for you if you want to see a review. This is in the shade 04 Honeybeam, and since the Lakme foundation is also 04, I thought this would match. So I'm going to give this a try. And then I have 2 Loreal foundations. The first one I have here is the L'Oreal Infallible, the 24-hour foundation. It's very popular. I have it in the shade Caramel. I actually got this in India. You can also get this in US as well. The shade is slightly dark on me, so it works for me in summer. Back in India when it was summer, this shade kind of matched me. It was slightly dark, but it did match. So I'm gonna keep and use this because I really like the coverage, and it looks very good on my skin, doesn't show any texture, and it's kind of lightweight as well and stays put throughout the day. So I kind of like it, so I'm going to keep it and use it. Okay, and the last foundation I have here is again by L'Oreal. This is the Matte Magique 12-hour foundation. This is in the shade G1, and again I didn't use it at all, so I can't talk about it. So I'm going to keep it and I'm going to try this out. So I haven't decluttered any foundations from my India stash. And moving on, something that actually is very helpful in my collection is the Body Shop custom shade adjusting drops. We sent these by Body Shop to try out, and I tried the lightening drops with the pure foundation, love it. And I also tried this one with a light coverage, light shade foundation. And these are especially useful for makeup artists, so you don't have to carry too many foundations in your kit. So I just love them. I'm gonna keep them. And then I have all these foundation samples that I got to try out. So I am just gonna throw all these away, and it's been over a year that I actually got all these. So yeah, those are all my foundations. I'm actually creating an inventory of all the makeup products I have. So I will actually leave the playlist to my makeup declutter journey and also my makeup collection videos in the description box below. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and check out those videos. So that is pretty much it. If you want to see any reviews on any of these products that I showed, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, shoot me. I'm gonna reply to all your comments. And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, As usual, do not forget to hit on the thumbs up button and also do subscribe to my channel along with hitting on the bell icon right beside it so you don't miss on my future uploads. You can also follow me on my social media. I'm deepikamakeup everywhere. I'm very active on Instagram, so you might want to check out my Instagram page. And I'm going to sign off for now. Bye.